Hey Cancers, and welcome to your May 2019 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading for your month ahead. I'm so happy you're here, Cancer, and I'm hoping to set a really good intention and vibration for this reading for you. It's all across the board for different Cancers. I mean, it's up and down here. Some of you, I think, are having an incredible experience in the month of May. Some of you are also facing something tough, but overcoming it, I feel, and finding for all Cancers love within it. An incredible month for love for you, Cancer. An incredible month for relationships, and an incredible month to overcome what has prevented true love, to overcome your own demons, to overcome your own sense of dread, and to let the guard down as well. You are actually way more lucky than you might give yourself credit for this month. Anything that falls through, anything that is unclear, is such a blessing, okay? Anything that is not accessible, anybody who doesn't come in, blessing for you, okay? And who does come in, what does enter, what is available is a blessing. Everything is a blessing this month. Even if you're seeing Seven of Swords, even if you're seeing Five of Cups, even if you're seeing Two of Swords, the summoning of ability to deal with them, these energies, these emotions, is a blessing. Okay, everyone. I'm automatically hearing that it's really hard for Cancer to truly identify as one. And what that's saying to me is that Cancers are just, again, so scattered. So this reading may resonate for some, it may not resonate for others, because I think that Cancers are just not well conglomerated energetically. It's like your energy is like really spanning the entirety of the zodiac wheel. So there are so many different angles to go at it from, and there are so many different ways to look at all of these energies. One thing is for sure, though, Cancers, there is love, growth, and healing for you here this month. I love seeing Ace of Cups and Two of Cups in the same reading. To me, that says that you meet yourself with love and you rise above anything which can threaten you or threaten to see you not being loving or not being loved. There's sort of a constant battle of that to me. It feels like in the month of May for you, where it's like, is this a loving situation for me, or does this take and sap from my energy? And you're kind of discerning what is a loving and unloving environment for you this month, and you're seeing both sides of the coin. I feel like you're seeing really clearly which environments are a loving, healthy, supportive environment for you, and which ones seek to take from you. And you're really blessed with luck to set an intention and set the definition of what you want love to be in your life, and what environment you want to give your love and your healing experiences to and from. And it's just a really good give and take that I feel there for you, that you learn to implement here, although it's not quite the easiest thing in the world. I know it's kind of complicated, but yes, this month is kind of really good highs and low lows for Cancers who struggle to know when they're being taken from, or struggle to know when someone's being unloving to them, or struggles to accept another person's unloving actions. Because when that becomes the case, it's also difficult sometimes to see the true loving actions, and you can just get a little bit unclear on, again, which type of environment is evoking which type of feeling. So you're getting clear this month, and you have luck in doing that. The other intuitive message that I feel for Cancer this month, before we get into the week to week: healing any type of deficiency relating to past closure and lack of truth in the past. So the moon has come up in your reading. Five of Cups reversed, Two of Swords, the Hanged Man. I think some of you are still stuck, Page of Swords reversed too. Some of you are still stuck in the coping of a lie, or the coping of mistruth, someone being dishonest with you, or struggling to tell the truth in a situation yourself as well. And you are encouraged to rise above that in love. So looking past someone's lie to you in the past, and being able to move forward and away from that, getting closure in that situation. Likewise, being able to confront your present with the truth, being able to act truthfully in your current environment. This is a big karmic thing for you this month. Truth and trust are both big karmic things. Do you trust the people around you enough to be honest with them? And if you don't, why are you still convincing yourself that love is so infinitely powerful when you can't even be honest with these people? and vice versa. Why are these people trying to hang on to you so much if they can't be honest with you? Honesty, transparency, these types of things are really going to evoke a lot for you this month. And there's a lot of healing to be had there as well. So let's go ahead and get into the week to week for you, Cancer. Week number 1, you have 2 of Cups rooted down by 7 of Swords. And, that is not the most fortunate combinations. You can come to find out during that week that somebody that you loved didn't quite have your best interests at heart, or that somebody you love was a bit of a hypocrite relating to some type of expectation within the relationship. This doesn't necessarily mean love relationships. This can be many different kinds of relationships. Just sort of seeing that people aren't really out necessarily to give to you, but there's like a big expectation for you to give to them. People might be taking more energy from you than you can give, but it's hard to confront them on it because you love them, or the nature of the relationship makes it difficult to articulate a change, or you're very overwhelmed by the prospect of stopping this. So it's not easy to just set the boundary, or it's not easy to just clear it up, yet you're challenged to do so. So Cancer, learning how to gracefully and purposefully set a boundary or make clear the way that other people take from them when it's not good for them is a huge thing in the first week. So not just letting people take and take and take and take from you, while at the same time not getting vengeful and striking back in a way that doesn't solve the problem. It's important to find a middle ground there and really connect with people regarding things that might not be so pretty. So, not being so scared of subjects or problems that are not easy, not being scared to tackle them, not being scared to speak about them. Cancer can be a little bit safe when it comes to difficult subjects. So rather than confront a difficult subject or call somebody out on something that they're doing wrong or set a boundary, Cancer can kind of try to hint at it or try to beat around the bush a little bit because they're afraid of hurting people, or they're afraid of creating confrontation. Cancer avoids confrontation at all costs. So you're challenged in that week to confront something that's a problem for you in a way that is graceful and in a way that proves to yourself that you can, that you don't just have to try to passive aggressively hint at something or beat around the bush about something that's a huge problem and expect people to fall in line, because people may realize that you're doing that and choose to look away from it and just keep taking and taking and taking because you won't be upfront, or you won't call them out, and they know you won't. There's a sense of taking advantage of that, of knowing that you're not going to call them out, and they're going to be able to just keep taking and taking and taking and crossing the line and acting out of order with you, and acting very, very devious or disrespectful or malcontented with the things that you do, just because they feel like they'll never be called out on it. So there is that type of personality perhaps coming into your life right now. And there could be some Cancers who are also struggling with this. Again, this is going to be a small percentage of you, but the energies can go either way. Think about how you're speaking to the people that you love. Think about, even if this is not something purposeful, like I'm not saying that Cancers are trying to like take from people or be devious or disrespect people or take advantage of people, not at all. But what I am saying is that there could be a harshness even to the way that you come off to people in this time without realizing. Again, you're either a Cancer who's in like passive aggressive, like hinting, beating around the bush territory, not wanting to confront things, or you're a Cancer who might be a little bit reckless in the way that they do it. There's just an issue with how subjects are confronted or tackled. So think about specifically with the people that you trust and love the most, who are probably the only ones who see this side of you. Think about how you are directly saying things to them. Are you, for example, like giving the person you're in a relationship with the proper like loving tone that they might deserve? Are you very short with people? There's a shortness I feel in this energy. 7 of Swords, Page of Swords reversed, 2 of Swords, the Hanged Man. There's like a frustration with communication, a frustration with repetition. Things which are repetitive tend to get compressed energetically, I feel here. And it's like you're really good when you do things the first time, but when it starts happening over and over again, you start to become a little bit grating on the nerves of other people. And that might be something to look within at, is this the other people like being out of line, or is this the other people like doing something that might deserve or warrant you to be this way, but is it right? Do you need to move on? Do you need something different? Do people hit you the right way in your life right now is really what it comes down to. Are the people that you're really close to and trusting, are they supplementing you and making you feel better about yourself, feel better about your life? If they are, is this sharpness or passivity that you have warranted? Why would you be passive or sharp with somebody who makes you feel good? And if they're not, and there's a warranted need for you to be passive or sharp, why are they still there? Why are you still here? Why are we keeping ourselves in a hellish limbo of passivity and unconfrontable chaos? You know, there's so much love here. There's so much luck here. There's so much connection here. Let's not prolong things that are so chaotic. Either we have to transform the way that we are directly moving into a situation, directly communicating with people, or we have to turn a different direction and do it there. Okay, Cancers? So there is a mission for you this month. This is a long reading already. This is a mission month for you of solving communicative problems, solving insecurity about being direct, solving throat chakra problems. The voice to me feels trembly, and it's like tremble, 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 bam, tremble, 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 bam is what I feel from like the Cancer throat chakra. Is it's like you're trembly and shaking, and people finally get to you and you're like, bam. It's like a Scorpio thing, and nobody wants to be around that. Okay, nobody wants to deal with that. And again, that might not be you. That could be people around you. You're not wanting to deal with that. And it feels, it's not your fault. So don't let my wording confuse you there. It's not your fault that you're necessarily being that way, or that even other people might be being that way. It's like the way that the communicative lines are wrapping around each other here. So you've got to really work together with other people in your life, or move other directions or something, just to work on that. You know what I mean? And truly, with like Pluto going retrograde, Jupiter, Saturn retrograde, all of this stuff, there's like a really great ability, Cancer, for you to overcome any of these difficult communicative issues, to finally face your partner in love, to finally pull in a relationship that is loving and not advantage seeking and not, confining in some way. And it's truly easy to solve this method of confronting problems as well. That is going to be a thing for you over the next few months. I feel it strongly. And the solving of that, the ascending of that, because every sign, has its problems that it ascends from, that it deals with. I'm not singling you out here. The ascension from this difficulty is going to feel so good and going to be so nice and incredible to see you finally being able to overcome it, and it starts here this month, and you have incredible luck doing it. Wheel of Fortune is your central theme, but let's go ahead and get into the first week. It's going to be clear, like that dynamic is going to be clear, that dynamic of communication, of being really in love with someone, but it not being like easy for some of you, falling for someone who's difficult to love, falling for someone whose intentions are numerous, not even necessarily bad, but numerous. Maybe there are too many things being taken on, too many sharp experiences in this other person's life for them to really be able to love you well. I could see that for some of you, because Seven of Swords, I've started to learn new things about it, actually. It's not always taking advantage. It's not always stealing. It's not always something that is horrendously negative, but it, to me, always is having too many sharp things around. So too many traumatic experiences around, too many pain taken with us, too much pain also from other people being carried as well. And it's carrying that for a reason, for a gain. It's not so much carrying it out of care, but it's carrying pain of other people to be seen as this type of person, or to be seen as a martyr when it may not be. So do think about how people carry your pain. Do people really want to help you? Or do people want to be helpful for no reason? There could be people wanting to help you just to be seen as that, or to be in your debt, or for you to be in their debt. I'm sorry. And you might want to watch out for that. You might want to watch out for love masquerading as a need for debt from you. Emotional debt does come up with that as well. Two of Cups is a very emotionally connecting energy, and Seven of Swords, weighing that down, says to me that we're maybe feeling beholden to other people emotionally. Other people have emotional expectations of us, and we enjoy providing them to a degree, but they're becoming too much to take. So we do have to release some of the sharpness that is around the neck, I feel. And again, throat chakra, I think of throat chakra with Seven of Swords too. Someone in Seven of Swords territory can be very mean with their words. So I do feel like meanness. Watch out. Again, this is the sharpness that I was talking about with Two of Swords and Page of Swords reversed as well. Too many sharp things near the throat chakra. So Cancer can potentially be very mean, like things can get bottled up and explode out of nowhere, and you can say things that you regret. But likewise, other people can do this to you too, and you have to have a backup plan for it. You have to have a preparedness for what you're willing to take from people, what you think is too much, where you draw the boundary, and where you start to accept softness once more. Because when the throat chakra gets cut by sharpness, when we're being mean for no reason with our words, or being not triggered to do it when we don't have a true reason, it's actually something coming from the past, or actually something coming from a lack of care, not from stimulus. The sharpness, this meanness, this terror. I'm feeling like there's a terror coming out of the words, either from you or toward you. When we are there, this can actually be really, really bad for the energetic spectrum. The throat chakra is one of the most health-defining chakras. It is connected to the central nervous system, thyroid, lymph system, throat, digestion. What else? What else is there? Blood flow, circulation. The throat is a central hub. It is one of the most important, like, lifeline chakras, and they all are. Each have, residence over a part of our lives that are necessary to be alive. But the throat chakra specifically so. And there's a lot of sharpness around the throat chakra right now. So this is definitely a time in May where you have to care for your health. You have to care for the harshness of situations around you. You have to be responsible with the harshness of situations that are around you, and removing yourself from things which are too harsh. You have to be able to do that here. And you have to maybe be able to get in there and get in the driver's seat and mold it and say, okay, I need more softness around my life. I've got to create that, and not support things which are creating havoc around me. Sharp havoc, I feel, can be easily available for Cancer. But it's connected to Two of Cups. So that's one of the softest, most cuddly, most comfortable energies. So you can really have it either way this month. Don't let me freak you out about May, because for some of you, it's going to be a really healing month. Also with Ace of Cups and Wheel of Fortune, and even the Moon in this context, I feel softness, calmness, healing, watery benevolence as we're getting closer to your time of the year. Great opportunity for healing here too. So it's not all bad for sure. Week number 2, Cancer's Two of Swords rooted down by the Hanged Man. I don't like that combination at all. To me, that says blindness. It says to me, not wanting to see things, not wanting to escape a situation, not wanting to make things better, existential crisis, finding too much positivity in being stuck somewhere, not allowing the guard down to the people you should. Don't let me freak you out, Cancers, but this feels to be a reality for a lot of you. You've got to start to let the guard down, okay? After the second week. So you might become guarded based on what happens in the first week. The second week comes through, you have the guard up, and then you let it pass after the second week. You can really strap yourself down with things in the second week if you're not careful. Like, you can really tie yourself up to something that is too much for you to handle. Making commitments that require too much effort, and allowing other people to put you in your place is what I'm hearing too. So other people having negative things to say, or other people not respecting you, and you believing it. So don't let other people's words of negativity strike a chord that is not real within you. It's one thing to learn from other people's words about you, like, where is that coming from? Why do they feel this way about me? Is that me, or is that their own deficiency speaking? That's a good train of thought this month, but I also feel that Cancer can be too overtaken by the actions of other people and the words of other people. So think about that in the second week, and think about, what can I choose not to get confined to here? What can I choose to not hold myself accountable for that is not my duty? So holding yourself accountable for things which you don't actually have accountability in is a possibility. So just keep that thought within, keep thinking, what do I need to be accountable for? And not thinking egoically about that, but objectively. Okay. Week number 3, I hope you've taken the guard down. 5 of Cups reversed, you're down by Ace of Cups. Through this emotional difficulty that you have here, new love and new emotional sources begin to generate. Okay, so if things are difficult, if things are feeling very existential, it is through this process and the lessons that you take from this that the next great experience comes about, and it starts charging here. For some of you who haven't had the difficult side of this energy, who've already faced that earlier this year, you could see a new relationship here for those of you who are single. Falling in love with something new, falling in love with the location you're in, falling in love with a new craft or a new job or a new person, something new to fall in love with. That has catalyzed off of the grief and bereavement that you've experienced in the past. And it is no longer a grieving and bereaving period of time. Five of Cups reverse says, do not find yourself addicted to grief. Do not get stuck in something that is no longer a tragedy. It is through being able to move above it that this new love and enjoyment enters into your life. New emotional energy. Don't spend it on grief, on bereavement, unless you've actually had something come up that requires grieving. Of course, grief is a necessary, important thing. But for those of you who haven't actually had a new thing that's worthy of grief, who find themselves like wanting to be in grief once more, try to really think about that and work on that and rise above that, okay, if you could. But yeah, beautiful things can actually come up there. Beautiful, what do I want to say? Like beautiful, vivid contrast to what was difficult can really come in. Okay, Cancers, week number 4, Page of Swords, reversed or down by the moon. There is a possibility to see a lie there, or a mistruth, or someone's words not quite adding up, something not making sense. It's not even necessarily a lie. This can just be something that's hard to interpret. And it can even be a paranoia relating to dishonesty as well coming up for some of you. I feel that the majority of Cancers are dealing with dishonesty karma, dealing with uninterpretable dishonesty with lack of closure. And that may have been a story for a while for some of you now, and you are really given what you need to let go of that here. And then for another small percentage of you, you get another experience of that here. I wouldn't think too far into it. This isn't a time to really connect to dishonesty or to really investigate and try to figure out the truth. Pluto is retrograde. Investigation, truth seeking, trying to get to the bottom of things. It's not impossible, but it does send us off on weird wild goose chases during this time. So I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend turning the other direction in the face of a lie. I would also recommend not basing your emotional sanity or your emotional fulfillment or contentment on the status of other people, period. So the status of somebody else in your life being honest, dictating your happiness, dictating your contentment, okay? The status of somebody else giving you attention, affection, what they might even deserve to give you or what you deserve from them. I wouldn't base your happiness on any of those things because it's very easy with Pluto being retrograde in your opposite sign, Saturn being retrograde in your opposite sign. It's so easy to see that, oh no, I've invested all of my life force into the way that other people convey themselves. What else is there for me? What do I have to work on? Where is my life? You know, things like that do come up, which is an existential crisis. Okay. Not really being clear on your existence, not really being clear on why you're here, if it's just to be invested in the actions of other people. Okay. So finding independence, finding autonomy is imperative here. Finding things that are just yours, finding things that are not a lie. So Cancer has to be really careful about lying themselves or finding themselves in some sort of weird lie by omission as well. Yeah, that's a bang. That's like a huge resonance for me. Lies by omission coming up relating to Cancer. So perhaps the people that you're dealing with or even yourself, it's not so much a matter that people are just abjectly lying or like lying to your face. And that's when it gets difficult because it's hard to prove. But there's just like a feeling of like people are just not telling me. Like the people that I trust and the people that I love, they're just not telling me something. And I feel like I'm not being told something. So you just have to really remember that people have complete control over their lives, and people, even though lying is not a great energetic thing and it's not very moralistic, it is something that people have the free will to do, and try to not base your happiness on that, because it's when you take away that basing of personal contentment on the actions of other people, that's when you as a Cancer have things revealed to you, because you're a 4th house sign, you're the bottom depth of the self. That the bottom depth of the self cannot be leveraged or given to other people or based on the actions of other people. That's seventh house. That's Libra. That's also second house Taurus. And fourth house is so opposite to those types of energies. So when you pull back, when you realize that I'm the only person who can truly affect myself, I'm the only person whose actions will reverberate to the core of my being. When you realize that, that's when things reveal themselves. That's when all of a sudden it shows itself, because no longer are you basing your own energy as a person on that. Okay, so when you base your own energy as a person on the status of other people as a Cancer, it doesn't reveal itself to you, because there's a lesson there, and it by the lack of it, and the starving of that, and the death of the need to see other people be a certain way to you, forcing you to live in yourself and forcing you to develop your own sense of identity and your own sense of selfhood, that's when that slips away. That's when you see the truth. That's when you see closure. That's when you see people being completely honest with you. And that's when you also don't care. Okay? And it's something that might feel a little bit unfortunate, because you're like, but I really care. I really care about these people around me. I care about my family. I care about knowing the truth of my family. And you deserve that truth. You deserve that honesty. This has nothing to do with what we deserve. It just has to do with the way that we take from ourselves when we're not actually living in our authenticity or prioritizing ourselves. To prioritize someone else's truth over your own health is a grave error as a Cancer, and a huge karmic path that 95% of Cancers go through. Struggling with autonomy, struggling with independence, and struggling with really emotional debt, emotional autonomy. Okay. And wow, so this could really end up really being more of a video about the sign of Cancer, and I am really happy about some of the messages that came through in the channeling of that, and if I ever do a sun sign series, I might refer to this video there. Cancers, this is such a great month for you. I love the energy here, because this is one of those months that does, it forces that healing. And when a Cancer finally comes into their selfhood, maybe some of you Cancers who have finally gotten there, who've ascended to that point where you're less concerned with the truth of other people, less concerned about the trust of other people, and more developed within yourself with security and independence that doesn't break based on other people's actions. Comment below and tell me how much of a change and a shift that prevailed in your life, and how much different your life became, because I feel like there are a lot of Cancers out there who don't believe that living like that could actually be nice. I sense a lot of Cancers being like, the only thing that I care about is the trust of the people around me. The only thing that I care about is the loyalty of other people. The only thing that I care about is my partner's truth, and knowing that we have a true bond and connection. And there's not a strong want to change that in a lot of Cancers. So do comment below if you're a Cancer who's overcome that and has seen through it, and support those Cancers who are still on the other side of that. That would be really wonderful to see. Again, Wheel of Fortune is your central theme this month, Cancers, so everything can really go in your favor here. Small actions toward health and self-love really bolster your luck and bolster your appearance here too. You will see that everything that happens this month leads toward the long term being more lucky, more benevolent, and auspicious. Nothing that happens here that is perceived as difficult or painful is meant to be that in the long run. And you will see here that what you lose here, that what doesn't come with you here, is really good that it didn't, okay? And you'll look back a few years from now thinking, wow, if that thing, whatever that is for you, if that thing had come with me, I would never have been able to have what I have now. So there is definitely an essence of that. So good luck, Cancers. Really incredible month of healing for you. Some of you, it's like a month at the spa energetically. Some of you, it's like a month of emotional, energetic regeneration and healing what couldn't regenerate before, and seeing those past things that couldn't do it and accepting it and getting closure on it. That's what it will be for some of you, without any of that murky territory. So don't let it freak you out. Y'all will do good. And I'm just happy that this is actually coming now, so that you can go through the rest of the year, and later this year when it gets really, really awesome, having been less weighed down by these existential things. So anyway, Cancer, much love. We'll be talking soon. I'm wishing you love and light. Good luck moving forward. And be sure to hit that subscribe button. Your likes and comments make my day. And check the description box below to find my different links, my different resources, Patreon page, private readings, all of that will be below. We'll be talking soon. Bye, Cancers.